welcome back to BSLIVE Live. In this episode, I want to try to cover this Stability for Blender, which is an add-on from Stability.ai, and it's official add-on for Blender. If you ever use beta dreamstudio.ai online, and then you buy credits and you create some AI artwork using this service, it's actually the same thing as the one that we have now inside Blender. Okay, so why do I need to cover this one? Because I think this one is kind of important. So previously I talked about Dream Textures, which is like a third-party add-on that actually generates AI art using like a custom Stable Diffusion model or the one that's official from Stability, and they are open source, right? The idea is they are open source, but the Stability AI also provides like a service online where you don't need to download the model yourself. You don't need to keep it. You don't need to do like installations, things like that. But it's official from Stability.ai itself. So it's pretty interesting, and I need to cover this one because it's really important in terms of timeline of AI arts and this open source AI to generate image. Oh, okay. So the Dream Texture, of course, like I said, it's a third party, but you can also, like, if you run this add-on, you can also connect it to Dream Studio, which is the one I showed you before. This one. So it will use your credits. I actually put $10 to it, so I can run it right away. If you run this offline on your own machine, it's gonna be free. But if you don't have machine that's powerful enough and you don't have like enough space for AI models, it's gonna be like really big. You can have like 500 gigabyte and it's gonna run out really quickly. If you just want it to run online, and you pay Stability AI and you're gonna get a credit, I think 1,000 credits from $10 or something, and then you can just run it from inside Blender. Why do we need to run it inside Blender? 3D software app that's open source as well, because with Blender you can set up like a 3D space and then do a render, and then again you can modify and remix it using AI. So that's the idea, right? Okay, anyway, so the add-on itself, for the installations, you just go through this. You can download it from Blender Market or from GitHub. Okay, you just open it up. It's the usual drill, just download the latest. This is actually only uploaded 3 days ago, so I'm still looking at this. I used it a few times. It seems to be pretty easy to use, straightforward. You can take a look at the tutorial, get started, render to image, generate texture. So the idea is you can start from just text prompt and then create image, or you can use image to synth and diffuse your ideas into whatever being rendered inside Blender. And the last one is animations. I haven't used it. Maybe I need to have another video to talk about animation, because animation is, of course, like, you know, it's cool stuff. You can create something like this, like animated dance. I created this earlier. Yeah, I dance. I record video of myself and just put that into AI. Let it remix it overnight. So I have 500 frames, and then yeah, turn my funny dance into that kind of artwork. Okay, yeah, you can use the Stability AI or use your own. You can use Dream Texture as well, but I think this Stability one with animation, these animations actually can be a little bit simpler to set up. It's all about simplicity. I'm using my own setup using automatic 1111. That's totally different thing, but yeah, let's actually get started. So if you need an ideas, even if you ask, like, you can try asking ask ChatGPT and give like AI arts prompt. Usually you have some ideas, but it's actually kind of boring. Landscape incorporating elements from famous painting or famous artist painter name. You can do that. Abstract images. Create AI powered digital portrait of historical figure. Yeah, it's all a little bit boring. The one I like to do, this one is a little bit better. Magic prompting. So you have like a really simple ideas. You want to generate some things. What it is, it's a like creature, like new Pokemon design, or the one I really like is the robot design from Japan. Chibi robot design, chibi, cute kawaii robot design. So you can, this one can be kind of interesting to start with. So you need a prompt anyway, right? The default one, a dream of a distant galaxy. I have balanced this 796 points credit, and the default initial type is texture, but we really want to use the text prompt only for now. And let's see, yeah, we just need a prompt, and I will just hit a dream. It's gonna cost me 0.3 credits. So it's diffusing online. Okay, so we need internet, right? And it crashes. Blender crashes. Okay, that's funny. So the add-on is still new, so it's gonna crash. Probably gonna crash a lot. Let's try again. It's kind of funny. Use render resolutions factor. Open on the texture view or save it into file system. Okay, it shouldn't crash. Maybe my internet was weird. It doesn't like it. Soon we're gonna have like a pop-up with an image. Okay, so that's working. That's good. Copy paste our prompt. I believe another window will pop up with some kind of design of robot. Okay, cool. The next thing I want to check usually is the seed. By default, the seed is set to 55555, whatever. You can randomize this manually or just turn off the seed. Let it dream again. Distance, galaxy, cool. Robots, pretty cool. And yeah, all right. So this one is generated using 512 by 512 model 2.1. Okay, yeah, we have a new robot design, and I can dream again. Every time I run this, it's gonna use my credits, which is all right. I'm just gonna show demonstrations. Maybe one day it's gonna run locally on your machine and you don't use any credits. Oh well. This robot looks very similar, but it's nice. There's a variations there. Okay, before I continue, there is this use recommended quality settings. If I turn it off, so the steps is set to 25 to 50. That's pretty high. Generate, this is the model engine. Okay, there's version 1.5. The famous one is 1.5. If you search for model online, 95% is trained using 1.5 because it was like open source and it's totally different. The newer one trained using model 2 and 2.1. That's the one I've been following for the last few months, and yeah, this 2.1 model is actually really fantastic model. The prompting can be more exact and you get better quality result if you know how to do it. Just now I was using presets, so there's a couple of presets, 10 presets by default. Photography, This one for portrait, watercolor, comics, texture. Yeah, maybe texture one can be also like seamless. But I'm using photography now, and I'm just gonna dream once again. So by default, the robots looks like random. Sometimes it's like cartoony. If you use this photographic, you're gonna start to get something that's looking a little bit more photographic, more or less. Just gonna close some of this. Oh, this is my freeform. Yeah, I'm gonna use that in a bit. This robot looking very, very similar. I'm gonna set the seed myself. Dream. So this is using text prompt only, and you can run this many times until your credits runs out, because we are using Stability Dream Studio in the background. You need internet. Once you have internet and then you install this add-on from Blender, it's just gonna run. So that's the idea. Nothing special. Okay. Yeah, it's alright. I don't get like a chibi robot anymore. It looks all photographic and realistic. We can use like different presets. The preset itself is stored inside a .csv file, I believe. Okay, nice. We have more like watercolor with some kind of robot. So this is the presets by default. You can actually modify this and add your own presets. Let's randomize the seed. Dream again, just to be sure. Watercolor, gonna give you watercolor. If I'm using, okay, this is Japanese chibi robot. If I use a different prompt, okay, the one from, okay, it's no longer like a robot. It's completely different now. Cyberpunk. Let's try this. A city full of circus monkeys. That's funny. Paste. Dream. So by default, it's creating 512 by 512, right? But by now, or if you have like a good machine, if you run this on a good machine, you can go a little bit higher. So Cyberpunk City with watercolor. It's really beautiful actually. I really like this. So you can dream forever, all day actually. It can be a little bit overwhelming. At the moment, we are creating an image, and in just few seconds we get a new image. If you think about it, this is like infinite numbers of artwork that you can generate with infinite number of prompt. And currently we have like 10 seconds per generations, which is already pretty fast. But in the future, this might be running in real time. Just like if you go outside and with some kind of AR glasses, you can have this in real time. Maybe that will happen. By then, it's gonna be, I don't know what's gonna happen in the world, but yeah. Just like if you're like a YouTuber, you go out with your smartphone and you go out like recording your real life physical environment, and yeah, or you go traveling. Normally the process is that you go out and look at the physical real life, and then you sketch it, and then yeah, you're hoping for to capture not your dream, just to capture like a real life, right? Portrait. You take a photo or you record it, or if you're like an artist, like if you can draw, you sketch it and you use watercolor. That's the idea. Oh, by the way, we have this prompt, the default prompt, and then there's the second one is preset, right? you can actually add this, and then you can actually use minus, I believe, and then you put in ugly, cartoony, worse quality. You can use negative value. I believe that's how you do it. This is text prompting with random seed, right? Yeah, I think that's, and we are using this 2.1 models. Yeah, okay. It's starting to look too much like a human, even though I specify like a monkey. Let's get rid of the preset. We can try comics. I never tried a comics one, but since I'm recording this, like I said, oh yeah, it's more like comic book graphics. That's what it's all about. Get rid of comics. I'm keeping this -1 negative value. I could go a little bit crazy with the negative value. There are so many things that you can try. Negative value can really change the output. Hopefully it doesn't crash. I use freeform a lot. You can, in fact, like put your image. Oh, whatever. I think all the image that's being generated is gonna be saved inside your image editor here. File, save all images. Better save as. Let's try save this into folder. Stability test. Stability 001, save as. External data pack into the blend. I'm just gonna save it. So the image is all stored in here. So you won't lose that. You won't lose this after you save it. But anyhow, that's not what you can do with this add-on, of course. That's just text to prompt. You can endlessly create your image. The second one you want to do, of course, texture. With the texture, it's gonna say render the scene in Blender first. Render the scene in Blender first. What does that mean? That means we have a camera and a cube and the light. Okay. As usual, I'm gonna just make this full screen. Let's set this to 512 to 512. Let's say you never use Blender and you just watch this video and you were wondering what is this guy doing with this stability AI stuff inside Blender. You have camera, you have light, and a cube. Let's get rid of the cube. Select the cube, X, delete, Shift A, create the monkey head. Monkey head, as usual. Yep. If you hold middle mouse button, you're gonna get out of the camera. Press 0 again, or view from selected camera. View from camera. And then enable camera to view. Now you can rotate your camera as usual. You already know this, of course. And then that's our render at the moment. Just the light and the monkey. I just duplicate the light, Shift D. It's gonna do something super basic. It's ridiculously basic. Because I always wanna, with Blender, you can install it on any machine, and anytime you can start with the most basic stuff, and it's still kind of exciting for me because it's open source app, and you can just run this on any computer. I can actually just go to local Mac store and just create a Blender tutorial. Maybe we can install Stability as well. Yeah, it's very bad lighting for now, but that's okay. I can switch from EV to cycles. EV is okay for now. Just render. Oh, okay, it doesn't crash, it just it opens up this Blender render. And I'm gonna close everything else so we don't get confused. Anyway, we have Blender render. So back to Stability Addon. Yeah, we can create image to image. Switch to texture, presets. We already have cyberpunk, whatever monkey with this negative prompt. Maybe I will add a watercolor as well. Maybe later. Texture view, initial strength 0.5. It's gonna blend 0.5 between my render here and the final. Initial type is texture. Open on the render texture view. Dream. So what do we get? We have Suzanne and I think did I make a mistake? Okay, texture, and I didn't use animation, I used texture, and the texture I will use render resolutions and initial. Let's set it to 1. I don't see any changes. Maybe I did something wrong. Oh, okay. We need to perhaps select the render result. Okay, that's weird. Let's me close Blender. I'll start again. Let's see. Let's try not to be too crazy. Let's try just create this random block. And then go inside the camera. Set this to 512 to 512. Save this stability 2. And preset. We don't need presets for now. We're gonna use texture. Use render resolution. Render the scenes in Blender first. Generation options. Initial strength set to 0.5. It's gonna be using render result. Render image. Dream texture. So this is gonna be used as initial image. Okay, so we have result, which is pretty ugly for now because we didn't specify what it is. You could say cyberpunk city with presets, maybe architecture, dream. So what's really happening here, of course, this is our render result, original render result, and this is the recreations using AI. Okay. This is, of course, a little bit better than before. It wasn't working before, sorry. It's just like a bunch of blocks. You can use box cutter or grid modeler and create something a little bit more exciting than this. Okay, if you hit render, there's nothing gonna happen. We just have render result, right? And then the stability, we'll look at this render result image, and we're just gonna dream. We don't have anything exciting because there is no color and it's just really basic and simple block. Let's randomize the seed. We can be really clever with the prompting. Let's see, let me try to think of something. Yeah. Cyberpunk city full of monkeys, circus monkey with, yeah. That's a better prompt. Paste it there. Dream. Initial strength 0.5. That means our original render will be blended 50-50 with the AI. So just randomize the seed each time and then dream. And also, like I mentioned, negative value is important. Blurry abstract, I'm just gonna copy paste that. Yeah. Create a negative value here. Copy paste the negative. So the cool thing about Stability Addon that's other doesn't seem to have is this ability to control the weighting. So this is interesting. I haven't used this, but you can have multiple prompting. And yeah, just dream. Once again, I'm experimenting something weird. It could be my internet. It's doing nothing. Oh, initial strength set to 1. Maybe set it to 0.4. Still nothing. That's kind of sad. Maybe, what did I do? Initial. Let's try using preset fantasy. Yeah, I have a feeling my internet is going kind of wacky again. Save. Or maybe my prompt, one of my prompt is making stability unhappy. Okay, let's try again. This is my render using Eevee. I have single point light. I will create a sunlight. Another light, different color. Random, lots of shadows, very ugly render. It's okay, it's just for fun. Render image. Dream texture. Yeah, I have a feeling it doesn't run properly. Yeah, maybe it is. It doesn't like the negative value. See, it's like I said, it's still an add-on that's work in progress. So it doesn't like this negative value somehow. Render image once again. Dream texture. Blender render, and there you go. It's really weird, right? Let's try again. Presets, architecture. This one is based on fantasy, so whatever is being generated here now. Okay, we have more architecture. That's more like this guy. Turn off the seed, dream again. So like I'd say, it's endless. You can actually spend 24 hours just randomly generating whatever. Could be dangerous. And this is like few seconds every generation. If you run it on your machine, if you have powerful machines, 10 seconds, 30 seconds per generations. Okay, this is a little bit better. Doesn't have the negative value. Yeah. Initial strings. If it's lower, it's gonna be closer to your prompt, but more and more further away from this, because it's just using image to image. With the latest, if you're using ControlNet and depth and canny and things like that, that's cool stuff in the recent, so it's a little bit further away than the original. Keep it 0.5 and you're gonna get something that's a little bit closer to your original Blender render, right? And it's a little bit boring, and that's why I reduce it to 0.4. Preset, if I can add a watercolor. Okay, let's say watercolor should be 0.7, this one 0.3. I don't know, maybe this value needs to be, I don't know, the weighting. I haven't played around with the weighting so much, but you can have multiple layer of prompt, and then the weight will, the final result will correspond here. Okay, let's say this is like 0.7, this one 0.2, this one 0.1. Dream. And I'm using just generate 1.5, 2.2, 2.1. Sometimes give a much better quality, and it's really depending on your prompt as well. So a lot of things really depends on the prompt, and then yeah, see, okay, you got blurry. Okay, first time you get blurry, which is kind of sad. If it's a blurry, that means there's something not safe for, what is this exactly? I don't know. Maybe randomize the seed a little bit more, so we don't want anything that's not safe for work, right? Even though you're working from home and this is like for your own. We have a monkey. We actually have a monkey here. We don't have the monkey head. Well, that's basically the stability add-on at the moment. Sometimes it crashes, sometimes you get blurry image, but the multiple prompting is really cool, I believe, and then the preset is also nice. I don't see, if you are happy with Dream Texture and you can run this offline, it's still much better. And if you use like automatic 1111 with your own model, it's still faster as well. If you are using something like Leonardo AI or just a different one, this one, perhaps if you don't want to bother with all kind of, all like the detail, the most like the technical stuff. But if you're a Blender artist, you want to know about Dream Texture and Stability AI and how this will actually improve your workflow, or like this will improve over time, the add-on, definitely. Once it has like control net, things like that, it's gonna be much more exciting. And then the model at the moment is only very limited. The model, so this is Circus Monkey using Leonardo AI. I'm using Stability Diffusion 1.5, you see here. If I use Deliberate or RPG, this one also will take a few seconds, sometimes 30 seconds, sometimes a little bit longer, depending on the size. But that's a Circus Monkey. If you prompt it carefully, you're gonna get some really nice concept art. And with ControlNet, you have much more control results. Okay, yeah, this is really cool. You want this result inside Blender, right? And you definitely can. You just need to be able to use the negative value. I really believe the negative value should be added, and it shouldn't fail. It shouldn't fail. I don't know why the negative value is causing it to fail. Yeah, okay, it doesn't like the negative value. It was working before, but the presets with watercolor seems to be giving nicest result. Blender. What, this is with watercolor? Fantasy. Diffusing the synth, and it crashes again. Yeah, I don't know. It crashes a lot. Like I said, I told them. You can turn on prompt magic. You can use Deliberate or Dream Shaper, Leonardo style. This is the one I use quite often. They say the quality is close to Mid-Journey. There's a lot of clever things happening in the background. Let's look at this. If you like something, you can even up-res it. But for more inspiration, like if you're like a chibi Japanese robots, okay, you get a lot of inspiration here. If you like something, you can get the prompt. This is from mage.space. You see the prompt. There's unlimited amount of prompt by people online. Just gonna paste it there. I like the all kind of design of robots. Cyborg, cute bear. Oh, bear. Okay, I'm gonna get image of bear. Cute chibi bear. I can say like macro photography of a cute chibi bear made of metal. Cyberpunk. Our model's Dream Shaper. It's gonna be. I'm pretty sure the result will be pretty awesome. And like I said, really, you can create something amazing just using the same prompt inside Stability, but it's depending on your model as well. The default model is very limited, like I said, 2.1. If you are very clever with the prompt, you're gonna give you like high quality result. The engine is stored online, so you are limited in that area. There's the 1.5 and 1.0, which is sometimes I still use it. Let's say of oil painting of crowds of chickens by Afandi. I don't know if this still works or not. Maybe it won't work. Trim. Seems like if you are using this add-on, you go back to like, yeah, this one works. This is actually really cool. You know, Afandi, you probably never heard this guy. If you buy his painting today, it's gonna be like 100,000, 500,000, I don't know, dollars, right? Australian dollars. Oil painting of crowded chicken. You will be surprised. Okay, it crashes again. I think something wrong with their server at the moment. Anyhow, here you go. Bear cyber robot created using app Leonardo AI using Dream Shaper or Deliberate. If I use RPG, it's gonna be different again. This seems to be much more advanced, right? You can use all kind of different model. You can actually select custom model. You can generate your own model based on the character or your favorite celebrities or whatever your friends favorite models, platform models. The one from Leonardo as well is pretty cool. There's a community models. Oh, okay, someone models that's being generated by other people. Currently, Leonardo AI is free for me. Maybe in the future it's gonna be a paid one. Let's try Leonardo signature generate. You can see here there's Stable Diffusion 1.5 and 2.1. Yeah, the result is much more amazing, right? So that's something to know. This is like something you want to create in the near future if you understand what you're doing. The crazy dance, this one is also, if you use the right model, you can make a crazy dancing bear. I can do that in just in my own time. Maybe I might do that as long you have the right model, and then you just use a control net, and then you can create something like this. So there's a lot of things that are happening. It's almost overwhelming. But if you're using Blender, you want to experiment with this using an add-on, Stability Addon. This is the official one. There's the Dream Texture, which is a little bit more advanced. The nice thing about third-party add-ons that you can actually talk to the developer. Carson Capri, the developer, I can talk to the developer and tell them the bugs and requests for features. That's the nice thing about open source and you can talk to the developer. Stability, this is the official from Stability AI. The people behind Dream Studio and probably people behind Stable Diffusion. Look, okay, if you do this online without Blender, you might actually you might as well get a nice result. Where is the negative value in this guy? Where's the negative value with this? I always wonder why they don't show the negative value so clearly in here. Maybe it's too powerful, so it's dangerous. Sometimes the negative value can unlock some of the things that's not safe for work or too brutal. But anyhow, Leonardo AI, I really love this online app at the moment. In the past, actually, I've been using mage.space as well. This one is actually kind of free, and now it's already, they have the pro model where you need to pay, but this one is also, this part is still, some part is still free. Advanced mode, yeah, you need to log in. Anyhow, so what else? So you can have the one that you installed offline on your own machine. You need a powerful machine. You need to know the right models and run it. And that's how you can generate like really high quality AI generated images. But yeah, like this. If it's the focus on a human creations and the face, things like that, and the body pose, that's using control net. Other than that, yeah, if you go back to Blender, and yeah, there are so many things happening. That's why I just gonna keep making videos and documenting everything that's happening every few days or every few weeks, right? and hopefully this is useful in the future. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.